Hmm. Okay, we got like 5 minutes, so we're not starting yet. We can just think of this as like checking this like lineup of what's going on. Can you see me here? Yes. Can you see me here? Yes. Okay. We have another second until we get started. Actually, we have a lot of seconds, we have about 5 minutes. So, hey, Caitlin, I see that it's you in here. I love that you're here. I'm gonna just mute myself again really quick while I run around, and we're gonna get started in just a second. We have some people waiting to get in the room, it looks like. Okay, my friends, I'm gonna spin this camera for a second. So I'm going to turn off my video just so I don't give you all seasickness. This tape might work very well. Okay, we're doing better. Then let's check again. Yes, yes. You would think, you guys, that the smaller of space you have, the easier it would be to figure out where to roll out your mat to film from. But I have found out that that is not the case. I have created so much space in my apartment that I never knew that I had before, just for you guys. But my name's Kelsey. We're going to get started in just a second. We have about 3 minutes or so. We'll give it a second past 8 just to allow everybody to kind of cycle in. But if you didn't see in the email that Black Swan went ahead and sent out, there's a playlist that I have that kind of times with the flow that we're going to be doing today. But you also kind of have this time to play whatever you want or to practice without music. So you can feel free to grab that link from the email you received, or if you're here through ClassPass, I did go ahead and post it in the chat wherever that is for you, and I'll go ahead and send it again as well, just because I hear that if you weren't in here before it was sent, it doesn't show up for you. But one thing that I've learned is that I'm not very good at Zoom, so that may be a lie. And then also, kind of like I put in the chat before, if you have any props like blocks or a rolled up blanket or a pillow, just something that you can kind of slide in between the shoulder blades a little bit later in class, please feel free to go ahead and grab it, set up your space. Know that especially in these classes that are kind of a little more intimate with yourself, can you know that you have the autonomy to kind of do whatever you need to do. And hopefully Oliver and Larry don't kind of mess with us too much tonight. But we are going to go ahead and jump right in. I think we're all here. Let me go ahead and check. Yeah. I think we are all officially all here. Hello, everybody. So, like I said, if you just missed it, my name's Kelsey. It is really nice to meet you if I haven't met you before. We are going to jump into a 60-minute flow. There's a not suggested playlist, but just kind of like an optional playlist if you'd like it. That's linked in the chat and in the email that you received. And we're not going to get too kind of specific on timing and when it starts. Just whenever you're ready to get started, looks like we're going to have a lot of company tonight. We'll go ahead and set up our playlist or whatever music you'd like to listen to. We will hopefully not be offline.
Sorry, can you say where is the playlist?
Of course. Let me send it in the chat again. What I found out is that if I send it too early, it doesn't show up for everyone. So I've sent it in our chat right now. It's just on Spotify.
Thanks.
Of course. I really need to learn to just wait until I'm right about to start class and post it in the chat, but we're all learning together, right? So you can go ahead and press play on that whenever you'd like to get ready and get started. And we are going to start today actually in a seat. And I am going to ask that you actually come to your seat with the opposite leg in front today. So the weird way, the way that's maybe a little bit different than usual. Notice if you're getting your glutes stuck underneath you. And then instead of really kind of leaning backwards, can you lift up through the center of the chest? Let me just make sure that we're all settled. Perfect. So as you draw the center of the chest up towards the chin, can you follow that reach of the heart with the hands? So start to reach your arms up and overhead. Opposite leg is in front if it's not already. And as you exhale, a little bit of a confusing cue because we have to really kind of put on our thinking caps. Can you turn away from the leading leg? So away from, for me, it's the right leg, and then take a spinal twist. So hand towards thigh, hand back in line with hip. Once again, rather than rounding and crowding forward, can you lift up through the center of the chest and maybe even lean the head back a little bit? As you inhale, press the hips down into the mat, come up and through center. And then as you exhale, go ahead and fold forward, walk the hands forward in space. And before you succumb too deeply to the mat, can you press your hands down into the earth and pull the hands back in space? So the center of the chest lifts slightly forward, thinking about almost a cow pose shape here. And then as you exhale, walk the hands a little bit further forward. Forearms can come down to block or the mat. As you inhale, start to walk your hands up and back towards the thighs. This time, reach your arms straight forward and once again, lean slightly back. Continue drawing the center of the chest up towards the sky. And then under the line of the legs, just for a second, can you catch your high boat? And there's this big want here, right, to drive the ankles and the knees as hard as you can together. Instead, can you separate the feet about 2 fists apart from each other? Flare out your toes and then still hug the legs towards each other without moving them in space. Feel your inner thighs light up And maybe even if you're similar to me, you can feel your core kind of catch up and light up a little bit more than usual as well. As you're ready, you'll go ahead and sit down again, this time with the normal or the opposite leg in front. Give yourself a second to kind of resituate through the hips. Press the glutes down, lean the entire spine back like you were leaning back against a rocking chair. And then dive the center of your chest up towards the sky. As you inhale, reach your biceps by your ears. And then as you exhale, we'll turn in the opposite direction. So once again, away from the front leg. Or if you're not quite sure, the way that I remember is, well, I haven't seen this side of my room yet. Feel the shoulders slightly lean back, the center of the chest lift up, maybe even the gaze lift up. As you inhale, come up and through center, biceps by the ears, pick up through the center of the chest. Press the glutes down in towards the mat. As you exhale, reach forward. And remember, before we kind of settle and succumb in towards the mat, instead, can you draw the center of the chest forward and feel like you could flare your tailbone back? Soft bend in the elbows, pull the hands back. That can kind of draw the chest a little bit further forward, thinking almost Sphinx pose. And then as you exhale, gaze comes down towards the mat. You can lower the elbows or the forearms down, maybe walk the hands a little bit further forward. But trying to keep that subtle shift of center of the chest forward, even if the gaze is still down, even if the back is rounded. A subtle magnetization and pull of the sternum towards the top of the mat or even towards that space just right underneath the nose. As you inhale, walk your hands back towards the shins. Reach the arms straight forward. And then, like you're stiff as a board, lean back to a 45-degree angle. Press your glutes down in towards the mat. Undo the cross of your legs. Lift your feet. Keep the ankles, the knees, the thighs, all about 2 fist distance apart from each other, but still hug them together. Like there's a block or can of something, right? All we talk about in yoga right now is getting a can of soup. So pretend that it's between your knees right now. And then as you exhale, step the soles of your feet down towards the mat. Bring your hands towards the tops of your shins. Lift through the center of the heart. Lift through your gaze. As you exhale, draw your chin towards your chest. Plant your hands alongside your hips. And then start to work yourself onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Step the soles of the feet down towards the mat. And then plant the hands on the low belly. Can you take an active moment to press the heels down into the mat and to roll your pelvis so it pulls back towards your face? Maybe you feel the low back lengthen out towards the heels. As you inhale, you can stay like this, or soles of the feet can come together as knees open wide. Or to continue pressing the soles of the feet together, even if that means that the knees lift a little bit higher in space than usual. And for a moment, can you just feel all of the awareness and all of the sensations in your body, be them positive, negative, tightness, openness? So our practice is where we can kind of mitigate and navigate the space in between the two. You'll find A few more rounds of breath just like this. If it's allowed on the knees or the hips to bring the soles of the feet together, you can always slide the heels towards the top of your mat, finding this more traditional lengthened out position of the body. As you're ready, start to take a big expansive stretch of arms and legs long. So reach them out in opposition and still work to roll the pelvis towards your face. So glutes and low back lengthen towards the heels and quads and pelvis pick up towards your face. As you exhale, step the left foot down, hug the right knee in. And then breathe in, extend your right leg up towards the sky. And lots of times when we find this extension of the leg, especially here on our back, we think of really driving up through the heel and using that to lengthen all the way up. And we tend to lock out our knee or lose the activation in that space. So take a soft bend in your knee, still drive up through your right heel, but now at the same time, can you press your right quad forward in space towards the top of your mat? And feel maybe a little bit more length through the back line of your leg. Interlace the hands behind the backs of your thighs. And then rather than hugging the thigh in as close as you can you hug the elbows out towards the sides of the room just until the right thigh comes a little bit closer to the body? And then press the right thigh against your hands. Try to keep your fingertips soft. So we're creating the majority of this space through tension, through pressure on the back of the right leg. As you exhale, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Unthread the hands from underneath the thigh, bring them to the front of your shin instead. And as you hug right knee up and over towards right armpit, can you press the left heel towards the top of your mat? And then the left quad down into the mat. And let's start to lengthen out the front of the left hip flexor. The more we take the right knee up and towards the right armpit, the more we can kind of get into that inner thigh or that divot on the front of the hip that finds a lot of creasing when we're sitting. Try to keep the right knee up and high and towards the chest as you transfer it over towards the left into a supine twist. Press the right shoulder blade down and in towards the mat. If this is a lot on the right outer hip, to let the knee hover in the earth, you can always bend the left knee and stack the knees. As you inhale, come back and through center, hug the right knee in towards the chest. The left leg is extended or left knee bends. Can you find a half happy baby as you inhale? So right hand to the back of the right thigh, right calf, or hand to the outer blade of the right foot. And then drive your knee and your shoulder down. Notice if the left hip is kind of picking up, if that drive of the right knee down is pulling you all the way over to the right. Either press the left foot or the left quad down in towards the mat. Maybe left hand is even towards the front of the left hip. Keep your right knee over towards your right armpit. Hug your right heel towards your right glute. And then can you open the right inner thigh even just 10 degrees over towards the right? So for me, I don't move very far. It's not so much about how close you can get down towards the mat. How much can you reach the right inner thigh out and towards the right? As you inhale, hug your right knee in through center. And then as you exhale, step the right foot down towards the mat. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Press the right heel down in towards the earth. Can you feel the back of the right hamstring engage just like it did when we extended the leg? And then can you try to replicate that sensation in the left leg as you extend it up towards the sky? And we get into that routine, right, of really driving up through heel and pulling back through toes. There's nothing wrong with that, but notice what the back of your left thigh feels like. Can you find a little more work there by bending the left knee and then pressing left quad forward towards the front of your mat? Press the right big toe down into the earth and then thread your hands to the back of your left thigh. It's a soft bend of the elbows out. The fingertips stay soft. The thigh presses against your hands. Can you start to notice if your back is arching away from the mat? And can you choose to keep it lengthened by pressing your right heel into the earth? So it's a lot of working both with and against the body. So kind of creating that positive, negative, real work, real stretch sensations at the same time. As you exhale, bend your left knee in. Hands are in between the thigh and the calf. Hug your knee in towards your chest. And then as you bring your hands towards the fronts of your shins, can you extend the right leg towards the top of the mat? Press the right heel forward and then press the right quad down. Start to walk your knee up and over towards the left armpit. So teasing that half happy baby that we'll find in a second. Can you feel the front of your right hip flexor? If all you can feel is your low back, step the right foot towards the top of your mat. And instead, just work on lengthening the left inner thigh. Take an inhale. As you exhale, find your twist up and over towards the right. So left hand is reaching over towards the left, right hand to the outside of the left thigh. If this is a lot on the left outer hip, we simply slide right knee to meet left and find that stable support of the bottom leg. As you inhale, hug your left knee through center, turn the right toes back up towards the sky, draw left knee towards left armpit, and then find that half happy baby again. Left knee towards left armpit. If your left shoulder is really lifted from the earth, can you bring your hand not to the outer blade of your foot, but towards the calf or maybe even towards the back of your knee? Still reach the right foot forward in space. As you're ready, bend left knee. Hand comes towards the front of the left shin. Just a slight opening of the left inner thigh out and towards the left. Always the option to step the right foot down if you need a little more support for the low back. As you inhale, hug your left knee through center, hug it in. And then hug your right knee in through center as well. Send your legs up towards the sky, both of them. Flex your toes back towards your face. Separate your feet about 2 fists width distance apart, and then start to rock and roll up and down the length of your spine. Can you catch it forward and maybe catch it back, starting to not work so much with momentum, but with control? And then as you're ready, can you come to that high boat with feet separated? Flare out your toes, hug your quads towards the body, and then reach the palms of the hands forward. As you inhale, can you find your low boat? Press the heels forward, hover the shoulders, hover the hands, the palms of the hands still press up. And maybe you can tap the hands to the back of the head and reach the elbows away from each other. As you exhale, reach the hands forward. Try to keep the feet apart. Come up to your high boat. As you inhale, low boat, hands are forward or hands tap the back of the head. Reach the arms away. As you exhale, reach forward, high boat. We'll take it 3 more times. As you inhale, low boat, fingers tap. Exhale, come up, high boat. Inhale, low boat, lengthen it out, tap hands back. Exhale, reach all the way up. Last one. I know it's hard. As you inhale, lengthen it out, low boat. As you exhale, high boat, bring your hands to the backs of your thighs, lift your chest, maybe extend through your legs. And then start to find that rock and roll once again, back to shoulders. This time, can you step your feet to the top of the mat and find a fold forward. So hands can help you or feet can be what get you there, but as soon as you find your forward fold shape, start to sway around and shift the hips from side to side. Maybe you play with driving the quads back even here, shifting some weight back into your heels to find a little bit less work in the upper back as it becomes supported by the thighs. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands towards your shins, keep the knees softly bent, but fully extend through the arms. So lengthen the upper back, lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. One more time, inhale, halfway lift, hands towards your shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. As you inhale, roll all the way up to stance. Can you pick up through your inner thighs, reach your arms up and overhead? There's a shelf over here that I knocked off the wall the other day, so I'm being very careful of it. As you exhale, hands towards the center of your heart. Take an inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, and as much as your low ribs want to drive up, pull them down. Exhale, hinge and fold forward, take it back. Take a breath in, find your halfway lift. Breathe out, plant your hands on the mat, step the left leg back, find a runner's lunge, right leg is forward. Pull the right heel back, pull the left toes forward. Take an inhale, look forward. As you exhale, can you step back, find a high plank? Always an option to lower the knees down. The closer the knees are to the line of the hips, the less intense on the core this will be. Take a breath in, press the earth away, accelerate through the arms. Breathe out, bend the elbows straight back, lower down to your belly. Reach the toes back to untuck them and lengthen the fronts of your legs. Hug your elbows in, inhale, baby cobra. Can you pull the hands back, draw the heart forward? We did this in our seat. Exhale, press the hands forward, lower the head down. Take a breath in, lift the knees by tucking the toes under. Exhale, press the hands down, lift up, shift the hips back, downward facing dog. Press the hands, especially the pinky side of your hands, down into the mat. Take a breath in, look forward. Breath out, step the left foot in between your hands, find a runner's lunge. I use this cue a lot, but can you think about like you were sliding into the splits? I cannot do the splits, but I can imagine what it would feel like, right? To reach my legs really far away from each other. Take a breath in. Right foot meets the left, forward fold, breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, reach the arms forward and up, and can you work to roll the pelvis towards your face? Glutes down, quads up, reach up. Exhale, drive the low ribs down, hands towards heart center. Inhale, reach up, lift up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the hips back, hinge and fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Hands meet your mat. Step the right leg back. Really slide right inner thigh back, left inner thigh forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, press the earth away. Step back, find a high plank. Let the hips lower in line with the shoulders. Maybe the knees lower towards the mat as you breathe in. Lower all the way down by shifting shoulders forward first. Find your way to your belly. Once again, reach the toes back. Press through the tops of the toes. Breathe in, pull the hands back in space. Pull the heart forward. Breathe out, press the hands forward. Reach the head forward. Breathe in, tuck your toes under. Press the hands down, lift up. Breathe out, shift the hips back, downward facing dog. Press the quads back, take an inhale. Step the right foot forward and then reach the legs apart. I like to tent up onto fingertips so I can really drive the center of my chest and the front of the left quad forward. Exhale, left foot meets the right, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, root to rise, come all the way up, glutes down, quads up, big reach. Exhale, hands through heart center, close it off. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your hands, step both feet back, high plank, big breath in. Exhale, knees lifted or lowered, find your low plank, hug the hands back. Use that hug of your hands back, lift your chest, upward facing dog, reach the toes back. As you exhale, tuck or roll over the toes, downward facing dog. And then one more time like that. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, float, fly, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward, lead with the hips. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Hands meet your mat, your way back. Downward facing dog. So choosing to move through your vinyasa or knowing that you can always skip it and shift straight back. Take a moment to recalibrate. So shift the hips around, pedal it out, move it around. Can you accelerate through the palms of your hands? So really press the palms, especially that top line of the palm, in and forward towards the mat. And then at the same time, press your heels and your quads back behind you, lengthen them out, move them around. As you inhale, slide your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, find your scorpion tail, stamp the right foot behind you in space. Start to draw big circles, not with the knee, but with the head of your right femur, that's your thigh bone. So maybe they aren't quite so, beautiful, but as you start to circle in the opposite direction, can you feel that there's a little bit more substance there as opposed to circling around the knee? Take a breath in your scorpion tail. Tap your right knee towards your left elbow, shift forward, breathe out. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, tap your right knee towards your right elbow, shift forward. Inhale, three-leg dog. As you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Lower your back knee down towards the earth. Walk your right hand towards the top of your right thigh. Reach your left bicep by your left ear. Start to pull your left quad forward. So you shift the shoulders back over the line of the hips and you feel the quads start to open up. And then as you exhale, we have a twist over towards the right, left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand to your low back, or it reaches back behind you in space. If it's reaching back, can you bend into the elbow to help pull the shoulder blade down your back? Take an inhale, reach the left arm forward, hug the right heel back, the left quad forward. As you exhale, runner's lunge, windmill the hands down, lift the back knee. Hug the left toes forward in space, look forward. As you exhale, fold forward, left foot meets the right. Let it go, fold. As you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. And at the same time, can you hug your right knee in towards your chest? So standing leg raise. Think of what we already did on our back, right? So press your left heel down, yes. But at the same time, softly bend into your knee and then press the quad back. Lean the shoulders slightly back. Feel that line of engagement in the back of your body. As you inhale, reach your biceps by your ears. Pull the belly button towards the spine. And then as you exhale, deeply bend into your left knee, reach your arms back, reach the right foot back. So I want the left knee to be super bent. We're really working the left quad, the left glute. If you're really crazy, bend the right heel, stamp the right foot behind you, feel the glute engage. Whew. Looking around at the camera too much, losing my balance. And then step your right toes to the back of the mat, biceps by the ears, find your turbo crescent. Hug the palms of the hands towards each other. Hug the right quad forward, find back knee bent in your high crescent lunge. Lift through your left inner thigh. Sink down into the knees, take a breath in. Exhale, frame your left foot your way back, downward facing dog. Soften into it, walk it around, move it around. As you inhale, slide your left leg up and back. Press your hands forward, your right heel back. As you exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Press down through your right hand. Start to circle the left thigh bone around the left hip socket. Let it be kind of sticky, especially as you circle in the opposite direction, the one that you maybe don't move through as much. Take a breath in, find your scorpion tail. Breathe out, tap your left knee towards your right elbow, look forward, drive the center of the chest forward. Inhale, send your leg up and back. As you exhale, tap your knee towards your left elbow, hug the hands back, look forward. Inhale, slide the left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Hug the right knee forward, tap the right knee down towards the mat. Left hand lands on the left thigh. Reach your right bicep by your right ear. Can you hug left heel back, right quad forward? Roll your pelvis so it pulls up towards your face, even though that makes your right quad want to fall off. Lead with your belly button, start to turn towards the left. Right hand towards the top of the left thigh. Left hand towards your low back, or it reaches back in space behind you. And if you find that backwards reach, drive the elbow down, pick up the left pec, the front of your chest. Notice if you're kind of wobbly in the left foot, press down through the ball of your left foot. Lift up through your edge, feel your glute turn on. As you inhale, reach up and forward. As you exhale, we press the right heel back, reach the hands forward, runner's lunge. Look forward, bounce the hips. Right foot meets the left, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to stand, and then press down through the ball of the right foot. Draw your left knee up into the line of your hip. Stamp the left heel down into the mat. Stamp the right heel down into the mat. And then bend into your right knee. Already start to kind of work the back of the right leg. We're finding our stability. Can you stay balanced even as you start to kind of tear down the scaffolding of that lockdown joint? So we're relying on the muscles as we start to shift and reach the arms back. Find that bent knee, warrior three. Still here, reach fingertips back. Lift center of the chest forward. And if you are just, searching for more, bend your back knee, stamp your left heel up on the sky. Can you tell it's hard? I can barely do it. As you inhale, reach your arms forward, step the left foot back, turbo crescent. Rather than letting the right toes drive and kind of slide towards the top of the mat, pull the right heel back. That will help you inhale, drive left knee forward so left knee is bent and sliding down towards the earth. Reach it up to a high crescent lunge. Can you hug the inner thighs together? Can you roll your pelvis towards your face so really light up that line of the left leg? Inhale. Exhale, frame your foot your way back, downward facing dog. Take a second here in a down dog, in a seat or in a child's pose. Let it slow down for a second. So we're gonna kind of build on that flow, add some pieces on, take some pieces off. Know that, right, this is your practice, so if you'd like to leave anything behind or add on any additions, you'll have moments to light it up or cool it down. But we'll start to make our way forward to a tabletop and then back to a downward facing dog. Once again, pedal it out, move it around. As you inhale, slide your right leg up and back. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Not quite a flip dog yet, but if you want it, be my guest. As we exhale, top right knee towards left elbow. Hug the two together. Inhale, three-leg dog, send the leg up and back. As you exhale, listen for the change. Knee in towards your chest, step it through. Look forward, open up. Tap the left knee down, right hand, right thigh, left bicep, left ear. You're either going to take that same twist we've been taking, or can you connect left elbow outside of left right thigh? And then press the right hand onto the left fist. Punch the left fist and the right hand in towards each other. Take a big twist. And then as you inhale, can you hover your back knee from the earth? As you exhale, reach the hands forward. Left foot meets the right. Find your turbo crescent, that's turbo chair. Breathe in, right leg in towards your chest, standing leg raise. Press the left thigh back. Hug the right knee up. As you exhale, warrior three, stamp the right foot either straight back or up towards the sky. Look forward. Exhale, turbo crescent, step the right foot back, biceps by the ears. Inhale, tap your right knee down towards the earth, biceps by the ears. Lift up. This time, interlace your hands at the base of your skull. Reach the elbows out wide. Can you press the hands and the head against each other? Lean only slightly back. As you inhale, reach the arms up and back behind you. Release the bind of the fingers. Exhale, frame your left foot. Inhale your way back through a vinyasa, or we meet straight back in a three-leg dog. Take a second to slow it down. As you're ready, find your scorpion tail on the left side. Press the left heel back behind you. Press through the right hand in front of you. Exhale, tap left knee towards right elbow. Can you look slightly forward, engage the left oblique? Inhale, slide left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Tent up onto your fingertips, look forward. Tap the right knee down towards the earth. Biceps by your ears, come up. Hug right quad forward. Lift right arm up. Lean forward like you're finding that turbo crescent shape, and then tap the right elbow outside of left thigh. Turn the right hand into a fist. Left hand taps the top of the right. Press the right hand up to lift the gaze, travel up the line of your left elbow. As you inhale, lift the back knee. As you exhale, start to unwind, turbo chair, right foot meets the left. Press down into the right heel. Inhale, standing leg raise, left knee in towards your chest. And then as you're ready, breathe out, warrior three, left leg either straight back or presses up towards the sky. Step it back, turbo crescent, take a breath in. Tap the back knee down, breathe out. Lift all the way up, inhale, hug left quad forward, hug right heel back, and then interlace hands at the back. Open up the elbows, but still press the upper arm bones forward as you lean back and look up. Still hug left quad forward. As you inhale, undo the bind of the hands, reach your arms out and maybe even wide. Exhale, frame the foot, your way back, downward facing dog. Soften the breath. So we find all this stability so we can start to open it up. As you inhale, right leg goes back behind you. Exhale, step the right foot in between your hands. Spiral the left heel down, warrior two, just as a hip opener. So let the right hip slide forward and then lift up. Hug the inner thighs together. Feel that the left hip's probably gonna lift higher than the right, so scoop the right hip up. As you inhale, extend through your front leg without letting the hip drop. Maybe the front toes lift. Spiral the left toes back behind you. Can you come to a pretty high skandasana? So I want you to focus less on sinking and more on externally rotating. Lean the shoulders slightly back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach forward, extended side angle. Press the right elbow into the right thigh. Roll the left shoulder back over the right. Start to turn onto the left toes. Reach the left hand forward. Tap the left hand down and forward of the left shoulder. Hi, Larry. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. So easy twist, left heel on top of right. Opportunity here to step the right foot back towards the left in a side plank, or the right foot behind the left as you open up to a wild thing. But as you find that wild thing, can you press your right heel down as hard as you can? Use the glute. As you exhale, we'll come back to a downward facing dog. Maybe you catch the transition in a low plank and then shift your way back. Take an inhale, slide your left leg up and back. Last piece. Exhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Spiral the right heel down. Windmill up and pick up the left hip, warrior two. So we kind of lift out of our shape and then we saw the hips forward and up to lean into it. Hug the inner thighs together. Reach your arms out to a T shape and then tuck the right shoulder blade back. As you inhale, hug the inner thighs together. Maybe left toes lift as gaze turns over towards the right side of your mat. Turn onto your right heel so your toes turn towards the back corner of the mat. And then can you keep the right arch lifted as you dive into the right hip skandasana? I stay pretty lifted. We can go lower right, but I know that we're gonna come forward and out of it in a second. And I just don't like to make myself work too hard because I'm pretty lazy. Because this is hard enough for me. Take an inhale, start to find that lift. Exhale, extended side angle, left bicep, that's your right bicep by the right ear. Left elbow is helping continue to guide the left hip forward and down. Turn onto your right toes, reach the right bicep forward. We found this shape a lot today. Plant the right hand down and forward of right shoulder. Option to find a side plank here as you step left foot back to stack on top of right or in front of it. Or if you'd like the big shebang, step the left foot back behind you, press the left heel into the mat, roll the right pec up towards the sky by pressing through your hand. Hello. As you exhale, maybe a transition straight into your low plank. And then your way back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step, float, fly, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, ground the balls of your feet. Find your Tadasana, hands towards the center of the heart. As you inhale, press down through your left heel, hug right knee in towards chest. Can you press left heel down, lift through left quad, hug right knee up. Bring your left hand towards your left hip, bring your right bicep by your right ear. Reach your right arm inside of your right leg without having to round too much, so keep lifting through the chest. Can you lift your toes to meet your hands? Bend your elbow or use the press of your elbow to find that external rotation and tone up the back of the left leg. Use your quad, use your heels, start to extend the right leg. Your hands can always come towards the back of your thigh. You can stay right here. But can you make the left leg work as much as the right? Broaden out the chest, press the quad down, soften your fingers. And then inhale, can you draw the leg through center wherever you're at? Left hand reaches towards the leg, knee is bent or leg is extended, reach the right arm back behind you. So not only are we challenging our balance, but we're finding all this stability as we open, as we twist. And then one more piece, Bend the right knee, biceps by your ears, breathe in. As you breathe out, press the right foot back behind you in space. Hug the right elbow in towards your oblique. Can you already feel if your rib cage is lifting? Drive it in. Reach your arm back behind you. And once again, can you use your leg to connect foot and hand? I like to flex my toes, move my gaze, and so I'm falling. Press your foot and hand equally into each other. And then start by lifting the leg first, then maybe reaching the heart forward. Soft bend in your left knee can help you rotate the pelvis forward and find a little bit more opening. Press the left quad back. And then without slingshotting, come all the way up. Whew. Step your right foot down. Shake out your left leg. I like to crack my toes, kind of smash out my ankle. Okay, good job. We got one more side to go. Soft bend in your knees. Pick up through your core, drive down through the heels. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands towards the center of the heart. Press down through the ball, the heel of your right foot. Drive your left knee up and high into your chest. Can you feel your right glute as much as you feel your left hip flexor? Right hand towards right hip. Use that to help coax the right hip on top of the right heel instead of letting it flare out towards the right. Reach your left arm up and overhead. And then reach your left arm forward and down. Your arm is inside of your left leg. Press your right heel down, hug your left knee up, connect your toes towards your hand or hand to the outside of the leg. Can you stamp your heel down, hug your inner thigh in, and then press your arm and thigh against each other to externally rotate. Feel your left glute engage. Start to press the left heel out and then press the quad down. Can you softly bend the left elbow back just enough to feel your left shoulder blade retract? And then press your right heel down, lean slightly back to open up the front of your body. Whew. 1 of 3. Bend your knee if it's not already. Or if you'd like to keep it fully extended the whole time, you're better than me. Start to release the grip of the left hand. Reach your right hand towards the left leg instead. And then find your dancing Shiva. Unwind, unthread. Maybe knee is still bent. If you need to step off that right leg for a second, feel free. But we have one more piece. Inhale, come up and through center. Start by stamping the left foot back and behind you. Feel where it wants to fall apart, right? Our ribs want to lift, our hips kind of want to splay open. Hug those spaces together. Find the middle. And then from there, engage to press the left heel back. Reach your left elbow in towards the left waistline. Reach the right bicep by the right ear. Reach the left hand towards the foot. Try to bring the foot as close to the glute as you can. And then without letting the hips splay out, mind keep doing it, hug your ribs up. Bend into your right knee first. So as you press left leg back and hug left arm forward, you have a little bit of extra space to kind of rotate and cantilever. Whew. And if you fall, we all do it, right? Balancing one foot on wood and one foot on a rug is very different. As you're ready, inhale, hug your knee up and in. Step the left leg down, shake out the right leg. Step your feet towards the edges of your mat. And then a couple times, can you just lift and lower onto your toes, kind of bend into your knees, shake out the legs. As you inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Circle left wrist with right hand. Press through the left foot, side bend up and over towards the right. Press through the right big toe. Inhale through center. Circle the right hand with the left fingertips. Press through the right heel. Exhale, side bend up and over towards the left. Press through the left heel. Inhale, come through center. Spiral your pinkies in as you reach up towards the sky. And then turn the toes out, the heels in. Slide down to a malasana, a yogi squat. Once again, elbows and legs press against each other. Lift through the chest, look forward. As you exhale, round your back, hug your knees into your chest, make your way onto your back. Let the low back, the shoulders splay out across the mat as you take a couple soft sways or circles of knees in one direction and then the other. Step the soles of your feet down towards the mat. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Send your left leg long. As you exhale, take your twist up and over towards the left. Ground the right shoulder down. Not staying here too long, but we'll find it again in a second. Don't worry. As you inhale, come back through center, right knee in towards your chest. This time, step the left foot down towards the earth. Cross the right ankle up and over the left thigh. A little bit of opening for the outer hip as you inhale, reach your arms out to a T shape. Can you keep this same shape as you exhale, twist up and over towards the left. So right foot, outer line of the left leg, meet the mat. As you inhale, come through center. Extend your right leg up towards the sky. And then send it out and long. As you inhale, hug your left knee in towards your chest. As you exhale, take your twist up and over towards the right. As you inhale, come through center. Step right foot onto the mat. Cross left ankle up and over right thigh. Make sure that the left toes are flexed, and just as we have been, the work is coming from the hip socket as we lift the right foot. And then once again, twist up and over towards the right in this new configuration. As you inhale, come up and through center. Extend the left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, hug both knees in towards your chest. Lift your nose up towards your knees, take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, dive the legs forward towards the front corners of your mat. Reach the arms towards the body or out and alongside you. And can you still try to navigate that space in between? In between the different spaces of the body, the different sensations. Even in between work and rest, as we find just a few breaths here in rest. we only have so much time together. And so this doesn't have to be the end of your practice. This can be the beginning of your Shavasana or whatever last and final piece of your practice you need to close off this portion. Please feel free to stay resting and turn off the phone or close the laptop if that's what you need. My name is Kelsey. I hope you guys join me again next week, same time, same place. Please feel free to find me at other times on the schedule, different formats, different class types, and don't hesitate to contact me with requests for the future, or else we just get to do whatever crazy stuff I want. Once again, my name is Kelsey. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me tonight. From my heart to yours, namaste.